Hi guys, welcome to the fifth and final part of my 3DS review. And yes, it is still charging from the last time I filmed a video. Well, basically we're here this time to conclude the review. Should you buy one? What's the pricing like on it? Which are the best games? Here's a hint, Asphalt isn't one of them. And is the preloaded stuff enough to warrant you buying one? Here's a hint, it isn't. And basically we're here to say, is the Nintendo 3DS a worthwhile purchase? Yes, what a jolly old time we've had reviewing this here handheld games console. We've laughed, we've cried, we've had to play Dead or Alive Dimensions, and, well, I think we can safely say the 3DS is a very good games console. But of course there's the 3DS XL to consider. That is bigger, fatter, more expensive, but one could argue twice as good as its big brother, or its little brother, whichever way you want to put it. Essentially then, the games. As far as I can tell, there are only a few games worth buying. Mario 3D Land, Mario Kart 7, Super Mario Bros. 2, notice a pattern emerging, Kid Icarus Uprising, and a couple of others. Asphalt 3D, the only physical game I have, is not a good game. Well, it's an okay game, but it's not one that, given the choice, you should buy if you're considering a 3DS. The inbuilt augmented reality games, they are fun, they are good, they'll keep you entertained for a little while, including the Street Pass quest thing, and of course the actual augmented reality stuff, the face raiders, etc. It'll keep you entertained for a little while, but it will get to the point where you think that you need games, and you do need games, but not this one. The battery life is okay, 3.5 to 4 hours, which means you'll be seeing a lot of this here charging cradle and the charger it's plugged into right now. The charging cradle, that's another thing. It does not charge the console, it's just a dock. It's got no inbuilt battery, it serves no real purpose, it's just a tray. But, hey, it's a nice touch. The stylus is nice, it telescopes. The screen, it's as sort of touchy, screeny, weirdy as ever. That's because I've got a screen protector on it, it doesn't actually flex like that, don't worry. The 3D is pretty good, but it's still not up to the standard of what you'll see in the cinema. It's pretty good, but then you turn it to one side and you turn it quite a lot up or quite a lot down, and suddenly the effect is ruined. In most of the games, a 3D effect doesn't work properly anyway, and, well, it's hard to see why they bother with such a gimmick, really. They just thought, everyone else is using 3D, we must use it, we must use it, we must use it. Put it on, don't worry about making it good, just put it on the 3DS. And they did, and it didn't work properly. They need to work on it, and they need to work on it properly next time. The screen is excellent, discluding the 3D effect. It's better graphics, although still not quite up to what the PSP or the Vita can do. To be brutally honest, I think the Sony handhelds are going to trump Nintendo for years to come, graphics-wise. Then there's the overall price of a 3DS. You can pay anywhere from £100 to £150 depending on where you're buying, and the games are still really expensive. I mean, Asphalt 3D you'll still pay nearly £20 for. Mario 3D Land, etc. Any of the other ones you might actually want, you'll pay £30 plus for. It's not a cheap unit, but when you take into account that a Vita is a minimum of £180 and that the game you'd want, i.e. Uncharted or Little Big Planet or anything else, Little Big Planet will be about £30–35. Uncharted on the wrong side of £40. And the only game that's relatively affordable, Little Deviants, at £15, but from what I can tell, that's not a game you'd want to have, even if you got it for free. So, basically, I think we've covered all aspects. Yeah, touchscreen's still good, graphics are pretty good, 3D's a bit crap. The circle pad, I haven't really mentioned this properly, it is good, it flows a lot better than the one on the PSP, got a better grip than the one on the PSP. It's just better than the PSP one, if I'm honest. And the buttons, they're still clicksome, like they were on the DSi even, sorry, not the 3DS, the DSi. D-pad, terrible, mushy, and floaty, not particularly good. And yes, the camera did fall over just then. Again, new tripod, not particularly good. That's pretty much all the features I can think of for this thing, yeah. Oh, that's another thing, browser, web browser. It's slow, but Wi-Fi on this thing, fantastic. It has no trouble at all picking up a signal from a router or anything, and yeah, once you get it going, it's a bit of a slow and jerky experience with not much supported stuff like Java, etc. And of course, you can't watch YouTube on it, so it's kind of limited in what it can do, but what it can do, it does well. But it still does beg the question: why would you upgrade from a DS Lite? It's not good enough to warrant a DS Lite upgrade, I don't think, at this point in time. But provided Nintendo can sort out anything that's wrong with it, i.e. battery life, which can be changed, 3D, which they can probably change, game library, which of course can be changed and is changing constantly, pricing, which can hopefully be changed, and browser, which who cares. Then of course there's the issue of, should you actually buy one? After all the ranting I've done over the last 5 or 6 minutes and the last 4 episodes of this review, should you actually buy a Nintendo 3DS? Well, to be honest, I did. Okay, I jumped in as soon as the Mario games came out, then I discovered the Mario games are too expensive. If you've got the money to support one, you've got the money to spend on one, you've got the money to spend £30 or so on the games you want, end up spending more on the games than you do on the console itself. Even if you spend money on a new 3DS and used games, you'll still end up paying more for the games overall than you did for the console. If you're happy to live with the niggles that they still haven't sorted out with it, then I would say go for it. I just can't live with it. I can't live with playing one game. The games are just too expensive for it. And frankly, if you're going to go 3DS, my advice is get some good games for it. Don't get mediocre gap filler games for budget prices. Spend a little bit of money and get some good games. If you're going to buy one, buy one. But I just can't deal with the niggles anymore, which is why, after I finish filming this is going on eBay. So I've spent 5 episodes reviewing this, and then I've concluded that I'm not going to keep mine. Brilliant. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and if you're still watching after 5 parts, kudos to you. Goodbye, and thanks for watching.